Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May. Welcome to this week's episode of Lash Biz Babes, the podcast for solo beauty business owners who want to build a full clientele and create a business and life that they truly love. My name is Erica. I'm your host. I'm a lash artist turned beauty business coach and lash educator. Welcome to today's show. If you are new to the show, I'm so happy to have you here. And if you are back for another episode, welcome back. So this week I have a guest episode for you with one of my favorite people, honestly. So let me introduce you to her. Her name is Jasmine Nance, aka Jazzy. Let me tell you a little bit about her first. So she is the owner of Jazzy's Glam Bar, which opened in August of 2023 in Florida. Prior to opening her business, she managed and worked for a franchise for about 4.5 years. She's been in the industry for 10 years, and she has a heart to help not only her clients, but also the industry as a whole. And you guys, I am so freaking honored to have her on the show, have her sharing her story with you. I think that is so beneficial for us as solo lash artists, as solo beauty business owners, to hear other beauty business owners' stories, to hear other solo lash artists out there who are killing it, and just be inspired and motivated and like poured into with that. And so that's exactly what this episode is. I find her just to be so, I could literally cry. She's so inspiring. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love her. I've had just the biggest honor and blessing of being able to work with her in her business and help her with her social media for like the last, it's already been like six plus months. You guys, I just absolutely love her so much. I'm so excited that she gets to share her story with you today. And I just really hope that you walk away feeling like uplifted and like motivated and like ready to freaking work and, you know, hit your goals. I think she just shares so much love for other people. Like when I say like she cares about her clients, like she literally cares about people so much, and she is just the biggest cheerleader and the biggest supporter. And like I feel so blessed to have had her in my life that I hope that you can like just get at least a little bit of sprinkle of that, because even just a little bit of that joy will just completely make your day. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into our episode today. Before we do that, I do have one announcement. We've got Lash Biz Babes online conference happening next month, you guys. We are so close. We're a little over a month, or about a month out now. Like, what day is it even? And so if you have not already gotten your ticket, definitely go get yours right now. Pause the episode, go get your ticket, come back and finish listening. It's going to be 2 days of all online speakers, giveaways, online networking. We're going to have so much freaking fun. And when I tell you we have the most amazing giveaways, like I am not freaking kidding you. I have not announced this anywhere yet, so you guys are going to be the first to hear it right here on the show. We are going to be giving away an all access pass to ILE Miami, which, if you don't know what that is, International Lash Expo happening in Miami this September. I think it's a 2-day in-person conference, vendor show, like speakers, parties, all kinds of amazing things happening. We're giving away a free all access ticket as part of our giveaways. That even itself is like just so exciting. We've got like all kinds of free courses, gift cards, Lash products, so many amazing giveaways for you this year, on not even including our incredible speaker lineup. So definitely get your ticket. They are only $199 right now, or we do have a payment plan that's $74 for 3 monthly payments to break it up. And yeah, this, if you're like, what even is Lash Biz Babes Conference? So it's all online. It's specifically for solo lash artists, hairstylists, estheticians, beauty business owners. You're going to learn business skills, marketing, clientele building. What else are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about websites, SEO, like how to get found in searches online, optimizing your digital presence. We're going to be talking about taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, I already said that, financially. We're also going to be talking about like using AI in your business as a personal assistant, taking care, self-care, self-development, self-love. We've got so many good things coming for you. When I tell you, you don't want to miss this, I really mean it. So if you go in right now and you use code LBB, you can get $50 off of your ticket, and that's only going to be a code that you can use right here from the show. I'm not going to be promoting that anywhere else. So thank you for being a listener. Thank you for being here. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump on into this week's episode. Okay, so welcome to Lash Biz Babes. I'm so happy to have you on the show today. So I would love for you to first just introduce yourself and what you do.
Hi, everybody. First, thank you so much for having me, Erica. I really appreciate it. My name is Jasmine, and I am the owner of Jazzy's Glam Bar in Tampa, Florida. I've been open since August 7th, 2023, and I specialize in lashes, waxing, and permanent jewelry now. So I'm super excited to be here, and I'm just so grateful, so excited.
Well, I'm so excited that you're here. Can you tell us how you got started, like in the industry or like as a lash artist?
Yeah. So I have been in the beauty industry since I graduated high school in 2014. And actually, being in the beauty industry as a whole has been a lifelong dream for me. I remember sitting in the hair salon with my mom, just watching our hairdresser just do hair. And, there's just a frequent thing for us to get our hair kind of done every 2 weeks. And I was like, Mom, like that's what I want to do, like when I grow up. So opening my own business itself was something. I lost my mom when I was 16. So I promised her that I would finish what we started, because it was also for her dream to see it through. So this was basically something that I did in honor of her and for myself to fulfill my dreams. But the lash industry in general, actually, it wasn't something that I originally was like stepping into because I wanted to. It was because I wasn't making as much money when I was doing hair, and partly because when I got out of high school, I didn't practice the craft, which we know the beauty industry moves so quickly, and it's very important to make sure that you are always keeping yourself educated and doing whatever you can to stay up with the beauty trends. And because I was going to college right out of high school, I just didn't have the opportunity to do that. So I was kind of looking for a side gig until I built my clientele at the beauty salon I was working at. And the owners of the franchise I was working at actually reached out to me. And that was about 5 years ago. And when they reached out to me, I remember telling my sister, like, a business that's focused solely on lashes, like that sounds mad sketch. But I was I was willing to give it a try. And here we are. So
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
girl, I'm telling you, I was like, do you think I should do this? Are you sure? Because like I don't want nobody to come and nothing to happen. But
Right.
sometimes you just gotta take a leap of faith, and you never know where God's gonna lead you. So
Oh my gosh. So were you already trained in lashes at that point, or did they teach you lashes at the franchise studio?
So I wasn't. The franchise that I was a part of, once you're hired as an employee, they taught you how to lash, which I was very grateful for, because not having that under my belt and kind of being going into that position, I feel like it gave me the opportunity to just kind of start from zero and to add another technique up under my belt. Because I mean, honestly, you can never know too much, like I said before. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, also thank you for sharing your story about your mom too. That was like full body chills just because it's like, look at you now, like where you're at now. Like I kind of had a similar story in a way of like my stepdad passed away my senior year of high school, so it almost like makes me cry to just see you thrive and like follow through on that dream and just like I'm so proud of you and I know your mom is too. So
thank you so
congrats
much. You're
on
gonna
that.
make me cry too. Thank you,
I'm a
though. I
crier,
really
so I
appreciate that.
like try not to cry too much on
Same.
the podcast. But yeah, that's
It's
just a
okay.
really cool story and just
Thank
watching
you.
you, follow your dreams on that and be so successful with it. That's really, really cool. So curious, you said you were working for a franchise studio. That's where you started out at. What was your experience like working at a franchise studio? I actually recorded another podcast episode that at the time of recording this has not come out yet, but all about like working at a franchise studio. So I'm curious to hear like what your experience was like that because I started at one as well.
Okay. So actually, there were a lot of pros and cons working at a franchise. And honestly, it was mainly pros. I was the manager there starting out. So I feel like it gave me a lot of the basics and the foundation that I needed to open a business. Not to say that you can't do it without working at a franchise, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs that I know that have done it without doing that. But for me, I'm like business background, going in and kind of, especially starting with the company that I was at from ground zero and building it up to be one of the top. It was actually, when I left, it was the number one franchise in the franchise that we were a part of, and we were that for like a couple of years back to back. So having the opportunity to do that from ground zero to where it ended at before I left was such a big blessing and such a big opportunity to be a part of. But it just taught me, the business basics, how to go about marketing your own business. And okay, when you're slow, like what do you do to get your name out there? Like how do you get your brand awareness? It taught me stuff like that. I learned how to deal with client issues, which is big, especially being the manager. You're the face of the business. So you need to know how to properly and effectively handle clients. And when you're in the customer service business, stuff happens, right? So you have to know how to deal with those appropriately. And then also just learning how to build my book and learning how to be patient with that. And that was something that I really tried to, like, let the girls know that were coming on behind me. There's a lot of money to be made in this industry, but it takes a little bit for you to get there. And as long as you're patient, and you believe in yourself and you give yourself grace, then the money will come. But if you let the money come after and you just have a love for your industry, or just for the craft that you do, then everything else will just fall in place. So I'm really grateful to have had that opportunity to work for that franchise prior to opening my own.
That's cool. I agree. I think there was a lot of pros and cons to it, but overall, like learned so many lessons that were really beneficial, like going out solo. Do you feel like that kind of gave you a really good foundation to start out with, like going solo?
Yeah, really a really good foundation. One of the things that kind of pushed me to really going out is I just got to a place where I was like, I feel like I'm stuck. Like I just felt like I had hit the peak of where I could go in that business. Like I was getting all these accolades and all these awards. And personally, I don't need anybody to tell me that like I'm doing good, because I know I'm good at what I do. And that's not to
Yes.
toot my own horn, right? But toot toot. No, I'm just kidding. But I say that because like the awards kind of weren't doing anything for me. Like I wasn't really getting any more money. Like I wasn't able to go any further than where I was. And I was being overworked. I was seeing 13 clients a day, sometimes 14. And as a lash artist, that's just too much, right? I'm young, I'm 27. And I want to be able to do this for more than, 5 years, which is what they say a usual lash artist, lifespan is. But I want to be able to do it longer, right? And if I want to be able to do this longer than taking 13 clients a day, like is not something that I need to be doing for years in and years out. So, but ultimately, like really good experience and a really solid foundation in order for me to like step out and to be successful in my own thing.
I love that. And I think I resonated with what you said too, of like feeling stuck, kind of like you hit your cap where you were at.
Mhm.
But yeah, also that many clients a day is definitely not sustainable long term. I don't
Yeah.
blame you on that. So let's see. You've been solo for almost 6 months now, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I want to hear about like what was that transition like? Was that scary? Were you like fearful of it? Like what did that feel like and what has helped you kind of make that transition?
Okay. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I was like freaking out and I was like, okay, like you just need to do it. You just need to I'm a Christian, so I'm a big like faith believer. So I'm like, you just need to take a step out on faith and you just need to know that God has got you like wherever you go. And then I'm like, okay, like you weren't given this vision if you weren't going to be able to do it, right? So I'm like, all right, so we're just going to go for it and we're going to do it. And I just I just did it and I was just trusting that God was gonna work it out. And I'm like, I really don't know what it looks like, but I just had faith in myself and faith in God that I was, like I said, just good at what I did and that I was gonna be able to make it work wherever I went. And because I did have that really good foundation, I knew that I was going to be able to bring all of the lessons that I learned and be able to apply that into my own business and just to personalize it a little bit more and just make it a little bit jazzify it or whatever you want to say and just make it so much better. That's, just one of the things I just value what I do and value the relationships that I have with my clients, enough to know that like I got a good clientele, so I'm going to be okay.
Absolutely.
And it's been an amazing 6 months, like mind blown.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. You've done so phenomenally well. I'm super proud of you. And I love that you say like jazzify it or like, make it more you because I feel like you have 100, like 1000% done that. And I feel like that's part of what has helped you be like so successful too, is that you are just like very genuinely and authentically yourself. And that really has made like built you a loyal clientele. Like your clients, what I've noticed, they love you. They are so loyal to you. Well, and anyone who's listening to this, I help Jazzy with her social media. So like I feel like I get a little behind the scenes peek of what her business is like more than some of the other guests I've had in the past. And like when I tell you they love her stuff, they comment on her stuff, they share it, like they ride for her so hard, and it is absolutely so cool to get like a little front seat view of watching that go down and like how much you've thrived and grown the last 6 months. Like so proud of you for that. So with that transition, I love that you talked about how like, your faith got you through that and like just trusting and well, it's really believing in yourself too. I think a lot of people struggle with that. Of just like we sometimes we just have to be our own biggest cheerleader and go for it and just really put that trust and belief in ourselves too. So is there anything specific that you did to like prepare for that transition when you're like, okay, I want to leave the franchise studio, I want to go out on my own. Was there anything like logistically that you did to prepare for that?
well, I think it's really important, like when you're coming from a franchise, going on your own to really know, like, okay, like one, okay, do I have a non compete that I need to abide by? So that was like my biggest thing, especially because I was one of their top producers. Like, I needed to make sure that I was abiding by all said rules. I didn't want to get in any type of trouble. So I made sure that I was far enough from the studio. So I'm still in a good area because I'm where my target market is. So I'm in a very similar area to where like my old franchise was. It's just a little bit away. So I made sure that I was doing that. And then I really just prepared. And in a sense to where, okay, like, what do I want my space to look like? Like, where do I want to be? Because I was a part of a franchise for so long, like I knew that I wasn't ready to be alone quite yet. So I decided to rent a loft in a salon loft. So I am surrounded by other business owners, other hairstylists. There's another lash artist that's in the building. I'm a permanent makeup artist, but just to be surrounded by others to where I have support, right? Which has also helped with building my clientele because I'm surrounded by so many people and I've built relationships with the people that are around me. So they know, like, okay, like if a client comes and they want permanent jewelry or they want lashes, like you can go to Jazzy, like check her out. So that's helped me to build my clientele also. But really just making sure that I have like a solid support system and that I surround myself with best people for me was really one of the biggest things that I knew that I needed to have, because I was making a big life change and I knew that I was going to need that support because every day is not easy, right? And so you need those people, that have your back and that can help to direct you and to lead you down the right path. And I would say having a savings is something that I really needed also because you never know who's gonna follow you, who's not, what it's gonna look like. It's just you out here. Like you don't have anybody else that's boosting your business for you. That's gonna do the work for you. It's you, and so you just need to make sure that you are financially prepared just in case. But the biggest thing was just, like you said, believing in myself, and believing in God and just knowing that if I'm gonna do this, like I'm not gonna be like just dip my toe in the water. We're gonna go full force, throw my body in and just drown your and overwhelm yourself with the business and just give it your all. So
That is I love getting to like hear just like in I don't know how your brain works with that, like your perspective on that, because I feel like a lot of people don't think about those things. They don't think about the like who they're surrounding themselves with when they get started. They're not thinking about like the support system. They're thinking about how can I just get clients in the door, how can I be making money very quickly. But I feel like
right.
those types of things that you were talking about are things that can help set someone up to be more successful long term. So I really love and appreciate that like you thought about that from the start, because I feel like that has contributed to your success for sure, and like how well you are doing so early on in your solo journey. So, what advice would you give to someone thinking about making a similar shift?
I would say, man, just go for it. This has honestly been like one of the best times of my life. And I mean, it still like blows my mind to think about the fact that I'm here, right? But I have enjoyed every piece of it. And I mean, if this is something that you want to do, like don't doubt yourself, like just go for it. And if you have to do a little bit more preparing in the beginning to make sure that you're ready, which was, I mean, sometimes I tell myself I should have done this a long time ago, right? But my timing's not right. God has the perfect timing, in my opinion. And this was my time, right? And so just knowing that, okay, like I just did it and it's happened and believing in myself and knowing, that you're just going to do it, right? So that was like one of the things. And then also, I would kind of just say, don't compare your journey to somebody else's, right? Your journey is your journey. And however long it takes you to get to where you're trying to go is that's you, right? Whatever somebody else is doing is somebody else's. And, just don't pay attention to like what you see on social media and all that, because some of it could be a facade. It could be, just a show. So, just making sure that you focus on building yourself and building you to make sure that you are ready for this. And you're never going to be 100% ready because we're all learning every day, but just having enough faith and belief in you that you're going to be able to do it. And I mean, you'll be fine. You just keep it going, you learn and you act again, not just building a community, that a support system with family and friends, but also like once you get in the industry, building a community with people in the industry has been one of the best things that I have ever done. And I have so many Lash besties, Lash sisters that I can lean on, that I can ask questions to, that are further in this journey than I am. And honestly, that is one of the things that has also kept me growing in this journey as well. So
Absolutely. She does not, that's not an understatement. Like you got your last sisters and they ride just as hard for you as your clients do, which is amazing.
yeah.
But I also love that you brought up, like the timing and such. And like with that, where you're like, I wish I would have done this sooner. But it's like you also almost needed that experience that you had before to prepare you to be able to go out on your own and be successful and like have that foundation already. So I'm someone of faith as well. And I absolutely, oh my gosh, there's a cat outside that just scared me. It like jumped on top of the truck. Anyway, that was like a distraction moment, but
It's okay.
we're good. It just like made my heart jump. Anyway, but yeah, I'm a person of faith as well, and I absolutely love that because I feel like like God's just preparing you and helping you learn the lessons that you need to and be the version of yourself that you need to be able to take on whatever challenges come ahead. So, thank you for that advice. I think that that would be really beneficial
Of
for
course.
anyone who's listening. Well, even anyone who's listening who maybe is already out on their own and maybe struggling a little bit or, slowing down, having a hard time, just, believing in yourself, building up your support system within the industry as well. I feel like at any point, no matter what you're doing in the industry, that's something that is of like a lot of benefit and that can help you through the ups and downs because this stuff is not easy.
Girl, listen, I say all the time, I'm like, life be lifing, okay? And life is just, it's real ghetto out here, very ratchet sometimes. And I'm like, you cannot do it by yourself. And I think, like, sometimes, especially as women, we feel like, we have to be like Wonder Woman all the time. And we have to be able to just go, go, go and do it all by ourselves. But, like, you don't have to do it by yourself. You're not meant to do life alone, and not just like in a partner sense, but like in a community sense. Like you're just not meant to do it alone, and you can't, hold it all yourself. So it's really important that you take the time to build a community, but to have the right community around you, because you just don't want any Joe Schmo, in your community, because then you have the wrong people that are pouring into you. But when you're not 100%, like, who's going to pour into you when you can't pour into yourself? So it's just really, really important. And I think that's something, like, as an adult, that I've like made sure that I have like by my side. So
Absolutely. Like, I don't even have anything else to add to that because it was so spot on, and I fully 100% agree with that. So, like we've been talking about, you've done really phenomenally well in your first 6 months of being solo. What do you think has helped contribute to that success the most? I know we've talked about a few things, but if you could maybe pick like one or two things that you think has really benefited you, what would they be?
honestly, just like you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, just having like and focusing on building my clientele. But when you're building your clientele, making sure that, again, like, you focus on building a relationship. This was something that I like tried to hound into, like, everybody that I helped hire at my franchise, at the franchise I was at. This industry is all about relationships. I've had some of my clients since they were in high school, and they're now like grown. They got apartments, living life, big girl jobs. And just to know that we've built those solid relationships, and that I care more about them than I care about the money that they're paying me, right? All that'll come. But the fact that we've developed a strong enough relationship that I know that, okay, if I'm in need and my family here can't help me, that I can call on one of my clients to help me. And I know I tell people that, and they're like, what? Like, I would never do that. And I'm like, why? Like, I mean, I've had clients pick me up from the airport before because my family couldn't. But I mean, we've developed a strong enough relationship to where I felt comfortable in that we were close enough, just to be able to even reach out my hand to ask to do so. So I feel like building clientele, but like focusing on relationships has been like one of the biggest things that's really helped me. Because, like you said, I have really, really close relationships with all of my clients, and I absolutely love and adore every single one of them. but it's just cool to have like such an extended family out there, and then just to be able to do what I love at the same time. So
I love that you called it like extended family because I think that that again is spot on and well also really contributes to long-term success. Like, I asked in the question because we have to have these loyal clients who are coming back to us again and again to well, have a thriving business that has clients, right? But also to create like recurring income and like a
yeah,
stable income every month and be able to rely on that too and just building that loyalty in our clientele and building those relationships not only keeps them coming back to you, but keeps you as a business. It's not just like a fun hobby, it's an actual business because we do obviously there is like the money factor in that as well.
yeah.
And I think you absolutely do such a great job with that with your Jazzy's Glam fam.
Yes,
Um,
I love them. I would say that also helps too because they trust me, right? Because we've built those strong relationships. So literally anything that I do, they are so ready to jump on and hop on the bandwagon, which is really important. Which is also, before this call, we were talking about me bringing out, introducing permanent jewelry this month, and I think that's why did really well the first month because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, like I trust you, like I want to do it. I would so much rather get it done by you than to get it done by somebody else." And if hadn't took the time to develop those relationships, then those type of successes like wouldn't happen.
Absolutely. And I think that that also helps contribute to the success of bringing in a new service when you do have that loyalty and you do have that clientele base already, because they are going to want to come to you over other people because of the relationship you have with them, because of that trust that you've built with them. And that can only be something that benefits not just you, but also them long term as well. Because it's
Right.
nice for clients to be able to come to one place and get, multiple things done at once. They don't have to go find other people for it as well. So, is there anything that motivates or encourages you or inspires you the most when things get hard? Because anyone who's listening, and both of us, we all know that there are so many ups and downs, there's struggles, there's hard moments. Like being an entrepreneur is not for the weak of heart. But what helps you when you're in those positions? What pulls you through?
So when I was okay, God, obviously, and just like having those little things, right, that can like boost my mood. So for me, it's like worship music, right? So I'll play that in the middle of the day if I need to, and be like, "All right, sis, you just need to take a second to breathe. Like it's gonna be okay." But then also just having somebody that that you can vent to and that you can pour your heart out. There's been plenty of times where I've been like, okay, I need to send you this voice message really quick whenever you got the opportunity to listen to it. It's like 10 minutes long. You can listen to it, but I just need to get it off my chest, okay? And so I have like a few friends that I can do that too. I've been to my sister, but just knowing that I have those people that I can be like, okay, listen, let me tell you about this client. Like she got the nerve, whatever. And just have those people that you could just do that with, right? And not don't talk much, but that listen more and then talk when I need them to. But then also just having like my outlets and knowing that like as a business owner, I have full control over my schedule. And I don't money is important, right? But I don't want my job to rule my life. And so having that good like work life balance and knowing like, okay, when I'm off, like I'm off. And although I do have stuff to do, like I just need to take a second to really just step away and to enjoy life and to do fun things that don't have my mind on that all the time, right? And so just having that good work life balance, and truly knowing like, okay, what brings me joy, what makes me happy, what replenishes me before I have to go back into another work week, I think is really important also.
For sure. That's definitely something that contributes to like sustainability and being able to like have the capacity to take on the ups and the downs. And you're also a student as well, right? So you've got a lot
Yes.
on your plate too, girl.
Yeah,
What
I
degree are
know.
you working
Sometimes
on
I'm like,
again?
I am working on finishing my master's. And I actually started back when I was starting business. So, back when I was making that transition to leaving and starting my own, but I will be done in June, thank the Lord. But yes, having that and dealing with a new business and dealing with all of the other life things, again, like I said, life be lifing sometimes. So you have to have that balance, especially when you're you balance and I would say discipline when you're dealing with a lot of things on your plate. And I'm not a parent, but I do have tons of nieces and nephews. So I do understand that, you know, when you're dealing with work and you're dealing with family, like it could be a lot, but learning how to prioritize your time is something that's super important that could help you to not get like too overwhelmed with life and work. So,
For sure. And I think you do a really great job with that. So thank you for sharing. I just really absolutely adore you because that is so much to take on at once, a new business, finishing your degree, and like that's really cool. And to just get to watch you shine with that. And I know it's not been easy, but you're almost there. Like June's gonna be here before you know it.
yeah, thank you so much.
So, shifting gears a little bit here, but what's your experience been like with having a social media manager, and what has been like the most beneficial part for you?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love Erica. My God, she's been such a lifesaver. With me being in school, of course, and owning a new business, prior to hiring Erica, I was like staying up to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, trying to manage all of those things plus social media. Social media is another job within itself, and it's just not my strong suit. I wasn't doing bad, and I had a really good social media presence to start with. So she didn't have a lot to like clean up. But oh my gosh, it has been a huge relief just to know that, okay, all I have to do is provide content for her and she does the rest. And I mean, I probably don't do anything. Like, I'm not a bit, I hate making decisions. So I'm like, girl, you know what I want, you know what I like, and you just have at it and you roll with it. I trust you 100%. And it has honestly been a huge blessing. I've noticed a lot more engagement on my page, and I had pretty good engagement prior, but I've had so much more engagement. I'm able to, like, I've seen myself be more creative because I don't have to spend so much time on the other end of things. And then also just followers have increased like tremendously. Like we're almost at 1K. I mean, like, dang. So I have absolutely loved it and I'm so, so, so appreciative. And I highly recommend it if it's something that you can afford to do within your business budget. I definitely recommend like getting some help because as a solo business owner, we do a lot and we have to do all aspects of the business. And sometimes it can be a little bit too much. And I feel like that's kind of one of those things that overwhelms us because we just have so much on our plate. Like we're payroll, you know, we're customer service, we're the actual face of the business. Like there's so many different aspects of the business, but I am so much about delegating. Like, if you can afford it, honey, delegate it, okay? Because I would rather not do it. So if you trust the person and you know that they're good at what they do, I mean, by all means, sis, you could do it, and I will just watch you blossom as you help me all at the same time. So.
I love that. Well, and also that you said, like you did a good job with your social media before, but a huge part of that was like it's saving you so much time too, and giving you that time back to work on other things. I also really like hearing how you said, you feel like it's made you more creative. I actually haven't heard that from anybody yet. So, but that makes sense because it almost like frees up that mental space to where you're not worrying about like all the technical back end part of your social media to where you can have kind of that white space to be able to be more creative with it and only have like one aspect of it that you have to focus on with just, taking the pictures and videos.
Well, I feel like because I was having to do all the stuff myself, it's almost like I was limiting myself, right? So I was like, okay, let me do the easy things so I don't have to do the hard work of editing. I mean, and it sounds crazy, but I'm like, that's kind of, I feel like how my mind was working. And of course, you don't see that until you're out of the situation. But I'm like, the content that I'm making now prior to the content that I was making before, there's just a complete like 180. Like also that's what has helped to increase like some of the engagement on the page is people like to see different things, right? They like to see more of you, more of your face. And because I'm able to do that, and like you said, just have that white space to be like, okay, like show up, sis, like show up for your business. Then like it's been just so much better. So thank you so much. I love you and adore you so much. And I'm so thankful to have your help on the back end of things and to have you as one of my Lash besties too, because sometimes you just need it. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't ask you that question to hear like kind things about me, but I will take it. And I hope you know that I love and adore you just as much.
Thank you so much.
But I wanted to touch on too what you were saying with like your content, because as solo business owners, we have so much to do that social media kind of becomes like, well, like this supposed to be good enough. Like I just need to get something up. We're just, doing it for the sake of getting it done and not putting a lot of thought into what we're actually posting or like what type of content we're actually creating. And for some people, it's like, well, I don't know what to post, so I'm just going to get something up. So I think that that really helps to give you that space to where you're not just doing the bare minimum to get by, where you're actually
Yeah.
putting more thought into it. You're actually putting more creativity into it. And like you come to me with such good ideas too. Like, I mean, I'm planning out content and doing things on my end, but she'll come and be like, I want to do this video and here's all the clips for it. Can you just put it together for me? And like she comes with the best ideas. And also love that you talked about like pulling yourself into your content too. I've noticed that across the board with any account that I've managed or my own is like anytime you can include yourself in any way, shape, or form into the post, like people eat that up. Like those
Yeah.
connections just in person with clients, but also online can be very beneficial and like benefit you in the long run as well. And I know a lot of people can be like scared to put their face out there and like talk on video and things, but there's also other ways that you can be like mixing yourself into your posts, whether that's just, storytelling in the caption, like telling them more about you, or like your experiences in the industry, or just like pictures of yourself, or maybe start with voiceovers instead of having to like talk on camera. And like there's a bunch of different ways to incorporate that. And Jazzy does a really good job at it too. So
Thanks.
So, I've been asking lately, any book recommendations that you have, anything you're reading currently or anything you've read in the past that you just feel like has helped you in your life so much, whether it's business related or not, any kind of book recommendations for us?
So in the past, my book recommendation is Atomic Habits. That's a really, really good book, and I highly recommend it. And just really talks about like the competitive, like daily habits and just building those daily disciplines, and just watching yourself build from there. Really, 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 really good book. Another book a book that I'm reading right now actually is a marketing book, and it's called The No Fluff Guide to Growing Your Beauty Business and How to Thrive with Marketing and Advertising, and it's by Jake Randolph. So I've been reading this book, and that's actually how I came to you with a couple of the social media recommendations. Like, okay, like let's do this, like let's do that. But if you're not really like if marketing is not your strong suit, like this book really like goes into like the different aspects of marketing and helps to give you some ideas on how to help you to thrive like in that area of marketing. Like how do you get more clients? How do you do social media? Like all of those different type of things, like Google Business, it talks about in here. So all of those different things, he really focuses on trying to help you to thrive in there instead of just to survive. And so I'm almost finished, and it's really good. And there's also like action steps, like an action page, like at the end. So how can you apply this to your business, or how do you want to apply like this chapter to your business too? Which I love, like a good like action. So I love that. But I love listening to your podcast too, because I'm becoming a podcast girl, and I've never really been a podcast girl, and I am all for it. So
I love it. Yes. I'm a podcast girly currently, or like an audiobook girly currently, because that's just the stage of life that I'm in. Sometimes you just gotta listen to things. But I think that's really cool that that book is actually like beauty industry specific.
Hmm.
Yes, like it would be very beneficial to read. I'm gonna add it to my list too. I feel like my
Yeah,
every time I have a guest on, my list grows every time. So I got a real long list at this point.
I love that.
So any last tips or advice or guidance, insights for us? Any last words?
I don't think so. I would just say the biggest thing is like I said before, just believe in yourself and just continue to pour into you, because sometimes there's not always going to be people to pour into you, so you just have to know how to pour into yourself and never stop learning. Always have a desire and a heart to learn, because the sooner you realize that you don't know everything is going to be the best day of your life. And I think that's also one of the things that's helped me be so successful. Like, I know that I know a lot, but I don't know everything, and I always have a heart and desire to learn. How can I be better? How can I improve? Like, what kind of feedback do you have for me? But be open to constructive criticism from the right people, right? Don't be so close minded to not want to accept what people have to say, and take it all with a grain of salt. You improve and you keep it moving. And you don't believe in God and you believe in something, I think that that's the ultimately like my solid foundation that has kept me whole and kept me going. And so, even with like the loss of my mom, and how do you still be successful even dealing with life, right? Is you just keep going. Like, there's no stopping. You just keep moving and you just keep pressing forward. So ultimately, life is good. I am so excited, and like you said, this is the first 6 months, and I am super stoked just to see, like, even what a full year can do for business, and what this year is going to bring, who I'm going to meet, and who I'm just going to be able just to bless and to pour into. So,
Absolutely. And you're such a good example of everything you just said too, with like investing in your education and being open to learning, because I feel like you have done that so much. Like you've not been scared to make that investment in yourself. Like you're taking courses, you read the books, like you're always looking for new things that you can learn and apply. And I feel like that really shows. I think sometimes we've all probably been at points where we're like nervous to make the investments. Like, do we take the course? Do we not? Do I add the new
yeah,
service? Do I not? But I think you've been a really good example of not just investing in yourself, but also taking what you're learning and applying it and continuing to believe in yourself that like it's going to pay off and like this investment is going to benefit me long term. And I will just thank you so much for coming on. I feel like
you are so
we need
welcome.
to do another episode like in a year or something and like see where you're at then, because I just know like you have such like you've come so far and you're doing so well, but like you have such big potential and you're gonna go so far, and I can't wait to watch it and see where you go. So yeah, thanks for coming on. Where can they find you online to give you a follow?
Oh, yes, please follow me. I am on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I am on there as Jazzy's Glam Bar underscore. And then on Facebook, I'm just Jazzy's Glam Bar. So you'll see my big old smile, my pretty face as my profile picture. So you'll know it's me.
Oh yes, and you just got the
So
most amazing branding photos done too, that just absolutely your personality just shines through and I love them.
thank you so much. She did an amazing job, and I just had so much fun. But yeah, so give me a follow. But I just want to say thank you so much for having me on here. I really, really appreciate it. And I definitely will take you up on that another podcast in a
Yeah.
year so we could talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. So I'll put her links in the show notes so you guys can go follow her super easily. But yeah, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.